Technology is developing at a rapid pace, and subsequently, there's a lot of skepticism when it comes to technology by the general public. And I'm just wondering, why is that, and what can we do to fix it?
I think there's a lot of things that have happened in the world of tech that have led to this. We have, for example, seen how social media, especially, can be manipulated, can be used against people. People who thought they were just, there hanging out, sharing photos, interacting with their friends. Turned out that they were actually being kind of manipulated and used and kind of potentially even brainwashed into different kinds of beliefs. We started to question all of these things that we had taken for granted. I'm very much involved in social media as well. I was one of the founders of Flickr, one of the very earliest social media companies. And so I've kind of seen the trajectory of how this has played out.
Speaking of Flickr, how did the platform change from when you created it to when you sold it?
Well, when we were building Flickr, what we were building was really an online community. Online community is a very different proposition from what later came to be called social media. Online community involves people participating, interactions. You form a community that has shared values, shared mores. You tolerate people, you learn to integrate people into the community, and you're very active in it. Social media, on the other hand, is something that's very passive. It is something that you advertise against. It's not something that you necessarily even participate in. The way that social media has been designed, it's also easier to kind of get in sideways, um, to change people's opinions, to reinforce biases that they already have. They call it confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is rife in social media.
So, how can we fix social media platforms so they become better tools of communication?
The thing that is really destroying social media is that it has a business model that requires it to acquire as much of your attention as possible. When we were building Flickr, it was actually a fee for service. You were paying to store your photos on Flickr. And that was a way that we were able to sustain the business without harvesting people's data, harvesting people's information in order to advertise and target them better. We also did not allow advertisers to buy their way in front of you. You were paying for the service. I think that the first step would actually be returning to a fee for service model. The second thing that I would do is I would repeal Section 230, which is a obscure law actually for most people, but is very well known in the tech industry. And it is what protects platforms from having to determine what it is that you see.